Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brandon here, and welcome to a brand new series here on the channel. Now, unfortunately, we will not be doing the NBA History ReSimulation from 1949 to 2023 because, well, 2K21 has its issues, and honestly, I think we're just too early in like the cycle, right? If this was when I did it for 2K20, I think it'd be a little bit easier, but even then, I think it would still have its own challenges, and honestly, it's just not going to work right now. So we are moving on. I did want to do, I wanted to figure out some type of content for you guys up until next gen. So I did put on the YouTube post or on the YouTube channel a post explaining to you guys what the situation was. I put a poll up and you guys voted, and you guys wanted to see 19 basically draft classes between 1960, I guess at this point, 1960 and 2023. Random generator. Every year we're going to implement a new draft class, so it's basically an NBA history resimulation, just completely random. So that's what we're going to go ahead and call it, the random NBA history resimulation series. And so I do have a number generator right here, as that's backwards on my screen, but sorry guys, unfortunately I can't fix that. But yeah, so basically I just hit randomize, it makes a random number. 1976, we would go in there, we would download the 1976 NBA draft class, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to do my best to remember to possibly put in certain players. Like in 1984, I'll put in Charles Barkley. I need to look up what draft class Reggie Miller was in. But again, I mean, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to have its own issues, but we will go ahead and just try and work through it and do the best we can up until the next gen, which I'm hoping that they do a little bit more with my league and my GM, and maybe these type of simulation videos will actually be easier and a lot more fun to do. But hey, I can hope, right? I can hope. So anyways, let's jump into it. Year number one, what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna simulate the first year. It's all random players. So if I go here to the very beginning, all players, 71 overall is the best type of player, and we're just going to see which teams get the number one overall pick. I also gave every team a random, not random, but a different logo, like a futuristic logo in a way. So yeah, I went ahead and added all of that to each team. The Grizzlies are back to being the Vancouver Grizzlies, apparently. I didn't realize that, but yeah, I went ahead and changed every logo. So here we go. If you guys are excited for this series, and you guys are enjoying the series, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. We just hit 1,000 subscribers not too long ago, trying to hit 1,100, 1,200, and obviously with next gen coming up, it's just exciting times here on the channel, and I'll be back posting almost every day. I want to actually, other than like this series, I want to post like career resims. I posted a LeBron versus Michael Jordan resimulation video, so if you guys want to go check that out, that is on the channel and stuff like that. So I want to kind of expand and do a little bit of other stuff other than doing one series. But hey, we're gonna do this series up until next gen comes out, get through as many years as we can. Every video will be 3 seasons long. That was a really long ass intro, and I promise future videos won't be that long. But yeah, let's get into season 1. We'll see who has the number 1 pick, and then we will pick our draft class. Actually, you know what? Let's pick our draft class right now. 3, 2, 1. And first draft class will be the 19. Ooh, okay. So here's the other thing. So if I go ahead and load draft class, historic draft class, there are some draft classes that are skipped. So if that is a skip draft class, then we won't do it. Okay, so yeah, that's a skip draft class. So let's go ahead and randomize it again. And 1974. All right, we'll be starting with the 1974 NBA draft class. Okay, so this first season is over, which I'm not even counting the first season because there's obviously no real players. We are entering the 1974 NBA draft as our random generator picked that. So that is like Bill Walton is in the class. I'll kind of show you guys the rest of the class, but Bill Walton was one that I saw. So here's the draft lottery. So the Timberwolves, the Magic, and the Thunder have the best odds to get the number 1 overall pick, or at least the Timberwolves and Magic do. The Thunder, Wizards, Pacers are in the top 5, and then we got the Bucks, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Mavericks, the Heat, the Raptors, the Knicks, the Lakers, and the Warriors. So these are all teams that are vying for the first first overall pick in NBA history, at least in our NBA history. So let's go ahead, skip the lottery results, and the Milwaukee Bucks get the number 1 overall pick. The Indiana Pacers get the number 2 overall pick. The Timberwolves get 3, Nuggets get 4, Magic get 5, Thunder get 6, Wizards get 7, 8 goes to the Grizzlies, Mavs get 9, and the Heat with the 10th overall pick. So let's see who gets picked where. So here we go, the 1974 NBA draft here in year number 1. And the number 1 pick by the Milwaukee Bucks is Bobby Jones. Okay, so now if there are any auto-generated players that get picked ahead of real players, after every season, I'm going to go in and make sure auto-generated players are at like a 70 to 75 overall, and that's it, and their potential is down as well, because I want to put all the focus on the real players, right? So I will kind of be doing that throughout this series, making sure that auto-generated players aren't really a thing. Now, if a team takes an auto-generated player, that's their luck, and that's what we're gonna roll with. And you know, that's gonna end up being a bust pick for them. So we'll see which teams make the right decisions, right? So Bobby Jones goes number 1, and he is the first overall pick in our NBA History ReSimulation series. George Irvin is the number 2 overall pick. He goes to Indiana. The Timberwolves take Campy Russell. The Denver Nuggets will take Bill Walton. Okay, their name. Okay, wow. Okay, that's very bright. Nuggets. Okay. Orlando Magic, they take Jamal Wilkes. With the 6th overall pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder take Chuck Robinson. At 7, the Wizards take Larry Payne. That's an auto-generated player, so the Wizards already taking a bad pick. Maurice Lucas goes 8. 9 is the Mavericks, and they take an auto-generated player as well. And the Miami Heat take Bob Snow, which is another auto-generated player. I'm going to just do the top 10, and then let's go ahead and sim the rest of the draft. See if there was any other real players, but maybe there wasn't. So a real player here, Scott Wedman goes 13 to the Lakers. And let's see, any other real players? I'm sure there were a couple, but they're obviously Brian Winters. Let's see, any other real players? That might be it for the first round as far as real players go. The first draft class was actually a very small draft class because it was the 1974 draft class. So let's see what happens in year number 1. But like I said, I'll make sure all of these other auto-generated players aren't really that good in the regular season. That way they don't take any of, you know, the spotlight from obviously the better players. And yeah, we'll start year number 1, see what happens. Before we get to year number 1 though, let's go ahead and randomize and see what is the draft class in year number 2. And that will be the draft class in the year 2000. All right, well, we go from 1974 to the 2000 draft class. We'll see who's in that one. So year number 1 is over, and Truck Robinson wins the regular season MVP. 25 points, 20 rebounds per game, 3 assists, shot 45% from the field. Mingyu Liu won Rookie of the Year, whoever that is. So I'm guessing the rookie thing is all messed up. Yep, 18 years pro. Okay, well, I'm probably gonna have to go in and manually fix that too. Thanks, 2K. So that makes these videos a lot more annoying to make. That's awesome. All right, well, I'll go in and fix that later on. But yes, Truck Robinson wins MVP. Rookie of the Year doesn't matter. 6th Man of the Year is this window chase guy. Maurice Lucas wins DPOY, 14, 15, and 4, 2 blocks per game, 1.7 steals per game. And then another auto-generated player wins an award. Doc Rivers wins Coach of the Year. So all NBA first team here, we got Brian Winters, we got an auto-generated player, Truck Robinson, Campy Russell, and Bill Walton. Bill Walton averaged 12 and 16 a game in Denver. Campy Russell averaged 26, 9, and 4. And then Brian Winters averaged 29, 8, and 4 per game. All NBA second team here. We have, let's see, Maurice Lucas made it on the second team, 14, 15, and 4. Bobby Jones made it on the second team, 14, 14, and 4. And let's see, the third team, we got Jamal Wilkes, 18, 12, and 4 per game. George Irvin, 27 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And then that should be it. Here's a defensive first team, and here is the all-defensive second team. So on to the NBA playoffs here. The Clippers with the number 1 seed in the West. They have, do they seriously not have a real player, and they got the number 1? Weird things like this is going to happen. Let's see, who has... Is there any real players here? Okay, so Maurice Lucas is on the 8-seeded or the 4-seeded Grizzlies. The Utah Jazz, do they have anyone? They don't. Oklahoma City, let's see, yes. Okay, so Oklahoma City has Chuck Robinson, who won MVP. They're the 5 seed. Minnesota has Campy Russell, who's up to an 83 overall. They're playing the Kings, who have Brian Winters. And then the Lakers have, let's see, they have Scott Wedman, who's an 80 overall. And then Harvey Catchings, by the way. I don't know how they got Harvey Catchings, but they did. And then Dallas, they have, let's see, does Dallas have anyone? They don't. Okay, so then Milwaukee's the number 1 seed in the East. And they have Bobby Jones over there. And then the 8 seed, let's see, we've got no one probably on the 8 seed, right? 4 and 5 here, we've got George Irvin in Indiana, and then Jamal Wilkes in Orlando, and then Charlotte and Chicago. We've got, let's see, no one in Charlotte. Chicago has no one either. And then Boston, they have no one. And Cleveland has no one. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. We'll see what happens here. Round number 1, the Celtics are eliminated. The Jazz are eliminated. The Kings, the Mavericks, the Bulls, the Pacers. The Thunder with MVP, Chuck Robinson, gets eliminated in the first round. And the Wizards are eliminated. So, interesting. So, how many real players do we have left then? We got Bobby Jones versus Jamal Wilkes. Okay, neither of these two teams have a real player. And then the Clippers do not have a real player, but the Grizzlies do. They have Maurice Lucas. And then the Lakers, they have Scott Wedman, who's an 80 overall, Catchings, who's a 74 overall, and then the Minnesota Timberwolves have Campy Russell. So here we go. All right, on to the Western Conference Finals. The Timberwolves lose to the Lakers. The Orlando Magic lose to the Grizzlies. The Cavs lose. The Grizzlies lose to the Clippers. The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Orlando Magic. So we've got the Clippers, who have literally no real player, and they could possibly get to the NBA Finals. They are playing the Lakers. So hey, look at that. We got the Lakers-Clippers series. I ever wanted to see that. Well, the Nuggets ruined. That's awesome. Okay, Scott Wedman there with the Lakers. So that's the only real player in the West. The Milwaukee Bucks with Bobby Jones. And then they play Charlotte, who, again, doesn't have anyone. So it's going to come down to Bobby Jones and Scott Wedman. So we'll see what happens here. The Hornets and the Clippers are both eliminated. So we do have Bobby Jones versus Scott Wedman and Harvey Catchings. But Harvey Catchings isn't really that good right now. So we'll see what happens. We got the Bucks, the Lakers, which is kind of hilarious because that's what everyone predicted again. And that didn't happen. The Heat ruined that one. The Bucks win game 1, though. Game 2 goes to the Lakers. Game 3 goes to the Bucks. Game 4 goes to the Bucks. Okay, let's jump in the simcast here then. Lakers trying to force a game 5, but looks like the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win it 86-83. Scott Wedman with 15 and 10 in the clinching game. Let's see. Wow. Okay, Bobby Jones did not have a good game in game 5, so that will do it. The Milwaukee Bucks win the first ever finals, and Bobby Jones is your finals MVP. Here we go with the second NBA draft class. We are rolling with the year 2000, which was one of the worst NBA drafts in NBA history. The number 1 overall pick was Kenyon Martin. Then, let's see, Jamal Crawford was drafted 8th. Turkoglu was drafted 16th. Deshaun Stevenson was taken 23rd. Michael Redd was taken 43rd. Mike Miller was in that draft class. But yeah, that's not a great draft class, but we'll see who gets the number 1 overall pick. Right now, the Suns and the Hawks have the 2 best odds, with the Spurs being 3rd, Warriors 4th, Pistons 5th, Knicks 6th, 7th, goes to Nets. 76ers have the 8th, the Nuggets with the 9th overall pick, who have Bill Walton, by the way, so they didn't have a good season. They could possibly get 2 really good players here right off the bat. So we'll see what happens here in the draft lottery. The Nuggets move up to 4. Wow, so the Nuggets could pair Bill Walton with someone here in the top 5 pick if they take a real player. That's going to be a huge advantage for the Nuggets. We got the Suns, Warriors, Pistons, Nuggets, Hawks, Spurs, Knicks, Nets, 76ers, and the Raptors all in the top 10. So let's see how the 2000 NBA draft class goes here in year number 2. So with the first overall pick, the Phoenix Suns take Kenyon Martin, not really surprising there. Kenyon Martin goes at number 1 overall. The Golden State, or the San Francisco Warriors, apparently. I need to change some of these names are messed up, but they take Hedo Turkoglu. With the 3rd overall pick, the Detroit Pistons take Jamal Crawford, and the Nuggets pair Bill Walton with an auto-generated player. Well, the Nuggets had a great opportunity and they blew it. The Atlanta Hawks, they take, oh man, some of these are hard to see, but that's Darius Miles. With the 6th overall pick, the Spurs take an auto-generated player. With the 7th pick, the Knicks take a auto-generated player. There might not be a lot of real players in this draft class. The Nets take a auto-generated player. The 76ers take Michael Redd. Okay, so Michael Redd dropped to the Sixers. And then the Toronto Raptors, they take another auto-generated player. There wasn't very many real players in this draft class. Let's see here. So Quentin Richardson goes to the Pelicans. And then let's see, any other Nahara goes to the Jazz. Morris Peterson goes to the Mavericks. There's not a lot of great players in this draft class, so we're kind of starting off slow with the draft class. Unfortunately, Brian Cardinal goes to the Timberwolves. Deshaun Stevenson goes to the Celtics. But yeah, other than that's a terrible draft class. Holy moly. We're starting off a bit slow with the series. Let's hope that we get a better draft class here in the next one. We might as well do it now. So the 3rd draft class and the final draft class in this video, and obviously episode 2, we'll have 3 more years. And that is the 2013 NBA draft class. All right, now it gets a little bit more interesting. The year number 2 is over, and the MVP is Hedo Turkoglu. Wow, that was not gonna lie, that was actually a big surprise. I actually went into Override Player to look to see how the heck you won it, and I mean, I guess Golden State probably just has a really good record because Campy Russell put up 35, 9, and almost 5 a game. George Irvin put up 33, 9, and 2. Michael Redd as a rookie had 26, 3, and 2. Chuck Robinson, former MVP, had 25 points per game and 21 rebounds per game. Kenyon Martin as a rookie, 23, 12, and 3. So a couple of other players I feel like might have deserved it a little bit more, but I don't know the Golden State Warriors record, so I don't know. He won Rookie of the Year as well, though. 6th Man of the Year is an auto-generated player. Maurice Lucas wins DPOY, 17, 15, 4, 2.3 blocks, and a steal. I believe that's his 2nd straight DPOY. Am I correct on that? Let's see. Award history. Oh no, he's an NBA champion. 2-time DPOY as well. Okay, so, oh wow, so they have, wait, do they have, oh no, that's 1977. Okay, I was gonna say, wait, he didn't actually win a championship. That has old awards in there. So, but yes, he did win DPOY last year. And then most improved is an auto-generated player. Frank Vogel wins Coach of the Year. So all NBA first team here, we got Brian Winters, Michael Redd, Turkoglu, Chuck Robinson, and Bill Walton. All NBA second team, we got, let's see, a couple auto-generated players. Campy Russell, Kenyon Martin as a rookie made the all NBA second team. All NBA third team, we got Morris Peterson, George Irvin, Maurice Lucas, and auto-generated player. Here is the all-defensive first team: Brian Winters, Morris Peterson, Maurice Lucas, Bobby Jones, and Bill Walton. And on the all-defensive second team, we got Michael Redd, Chuck Robinson, Kenyon Martin, and then a couple of auto-generated players. So let's go ahead into the playoffs here. Yep, the Golden State Warriors have the #1 seed in the West, so that's why I would assume Turkoglu got MVP. The Houston Rockets with the 8th seed. And let's see, they do not have any real players. How many real players does Golden State have? Just one, right? They got Turkoglu and that's it. Yeah, they only got Turkoglu. Sacramento has Brian Winters. And then the Pelicans have Quentin Richardson, who's up to a 79 overall. We got the Utah Jazz, who have Nahara, and that's about it. And then we got the Suns, who have Kenyon Martin, who's up to an 87 overall already. The Utah, I already said the Utah Jazz. The Lakers have, let's see, Scott Wedman and Harvey Ketching. So somehow they got 2 players. I don't know how that happened, but they got 2 players. They must have made a trade or something. And then the Thunder, they have Chuck Robinson, and they are the 7th seed. In the East, we got Orlando as the 1 seed. They have Jamal Wilkes. They're playing the Nets, who do not have an auto-generator, or do not have a real player. The Hawks and Pacers. The Hawks have Darius Miles. The Pacers have George Irvin. The Celtics versus the Raptors. The Celtics have Deshaun Stevenson, and the Raptors do not have anyone. The Bucks, they have Bobby Jones. They are the former finals champions. They beat the Lakers last year. And the New York Knicks are also in the playoffs, but they don't have any real players. So here we go. Round number 1. The Raptors, the Hawks, the Pelicans, the Nets, the Thunder. The Bucks are eliminated as a number 2 seed. The Suns, the Rockets are all eliminated. So we got Golden State versus Sacramento. We got the Lakers versus Utah, Orlando versus Indiana, and the Boston Celtics versus the New York Knicks. The Jazz, the Knicks, the Warriors, and the Pacers are all eliminated. So the number 1 seeded Hayden Turkoglu and the Golden State Warriors are eliminated by the Sacramento Kings. The LA Lakers are once again in the conference finals for a second straight year. Wedman and Harvey Catchings. And then the Kings with Brian Winters are trying to make it to the NBA Finals. The former NBA Finals champions were eliminated in round number 1. And they lost to the Knicks, who lost in 5 to the Celtics. The Orlando Magic with Jamal Wilkes, who averaged, let's see, what did he average this year? 21 and 11 this year, 23 and 11 in the playoffs. They're going up against Deshaun Stevenson and the Boston Celtics. So here we go. The conference finals, the Lakers take a 2-0 lead. The Orlando Magic have a 2-1 lead. And the Celtics tied up 2-2. Sacramento takes a game, but that's about it. And the Lakers get on to the NBA Finals for a second straight year to start off the NBA History Simulation. The Orlando Magic take a 3-2 lead, and that will do it. We got the Lakers versus the Magic. Jamal Wilkes versus Scott Wedman. And Harvey Catchings is on that team. So here we go. The NBA Finals. Can the Lakers win one, or will they lose 2 straight to start off our NBA history? Lakers win game 1. Game 2 goes to the Magic. Game 3 goes to the Lakers. Game 4 goes to the Magic. Game 5 goes to the Magic. Okay, so game 6 in LA. Can the Magic win their first NBA Finals? Nope. The LA Lakers will blow them out by 40 and 42, and the Lakers win game 6, force a game 7. So here we go. The first game 7 of our NBA history simulation. It's Wilkes versus Scott Wedman, basically, in this NBA Finals. The Lakers do have Harvey Catchings, though, which gives them a slight advantage, but I think Wilkes is the best player. So, in my opinion, usually the best player wins in the NBA Finals. The Magic have a 7-point lead here in Game 7. What was that, 9-point lead at the end of 3. Late in the 4th, we hit the Magic take a 22-point lead, and that will do it. The Orlando Magic are NBA champions here in year number 2. The Lakers fall to 0-2 in the NBA Finals to start our NBA history, and that will do it. The Orlando Magic win, and Jamal Wilkes is your Finals MVP. 13 points per game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists in the NBA Finals. He's up to an 85 overall. He is on his last year of his contract, but it's a rookie contract, so they'll obviously retain him. But Jamal Wilkes, there you go, NBA champion. So here we go. The 2013 NBA draft class is what we rolled onto, and I know you guys see it. So Otto Porter is apparently the best player in this draft. Victor Oladipo right behind him. We got a couple of auto-generated players here, but yeah, the big one. Giannis enters the league in year number 3. Wow, who will get Giannis, and how much will Giannis dominate in this league when there's not a lot of talent right now in the league? We'll see what happens. Noel enters the league. CJ McCollum, ooh, okay, a shooter, enters the league. Oladipo might actually be really good in this league as well. Rudy Gobert could dominate the league. Steven Adams could as well. Let's see, Caldwell Pope, Michael Carter-Williams, Dennis Schroeder. He could be interesting in this. Trey Burke, Olynyk, Tim Hardaway Jr. Okay, there's a decent amount of players. Mason Plumlee. So I'm gonna have to change all those players' years pro. And all these auto-generated players too. For some reason, they're good, even though I put the auto-generated draft class to 0. Obviously, that doesn't affect anything. I don't know why. Okay, let me just get on a little rant because I hope next gen fixes this. Why do we have auto-generated players as the 3rd and 5th best players in this draft class? Why? Why is that a thing? Why do they do that to me? It just makes everything so much more complicated because I want the real players to shine because they're real players. Anyways, moving on. Let's see what happens in the lottery. Here we go. The year number 3 draft lottery. The Wizards and the 76ers have the 2 best odds to get the number 1 pick. Look at that. The Nuggets have pick 10, so we'll see if they move up again. They've had the 4th overall pick twice. We got Bill Walton year 1. Year 2, they drafted an auto-generated player, which obviously ended up being a bust because I lowered, all of the auto-generated players' stats. Yeah, so we'll see if they get anyone here this time around. But we got the Hornets, 76, or the Hornets, Spurs, Grizzlies, Cavs, and Nuggets to round out the top 10. Here we go, and the number 1 pick goes to the Charlotte Hornets. The Wizards take number 2. The 76ers drop to 3. Cavs with the 4th. Blazers with the 5th. Bulls, Heat, Spurs, Grizzlies, and the Nuggets round out the top 10. So here we go. The number 1 overall pick, the Charlotte Hornets take Giannis. Oh, wow, that's a surprise. Giannis went number 1. He usually doesn't go number 1 in these. Wow. Okay, I really didn't think he'd go number 1. The Hornets, they get Giannis. They land the Giannis sweepstakes. Interesting. The Washington Wizards, they take Victor Oladipo. Okay, I think that's the 2nd best player in this draft class, so good pick. The 3rd overall pick, the 76ers take an auto-generated player. Of course they do. The Cavs, they take Otto Porter. The 5th overall pick, the Trailblazers take CJ McCollum. Okay, that's kind of cool. The Bulls, they take an auto-generated player. The Heat take Dennis Schroeder. With the 8th overall pick, the Spurs take Steven Adams. The 9th overall pick, the Grizzlies take an auto-generated player. And with the 10th overall pick, the Nuggets take an auto-generated player. They had a chance to become just a 2nd team to pair 2 real players together. That's a huge advantage right now, and they keep blowing it. I'm a Nuggets fan, so that's why I'm getting a little frustrated because they could have had Rudy Gobert. Okay, so the Pistons take Rudy Gobert. The Clippers take an auto-generated player. The Mavericks, they take an auto-generated player. 14th pick, okay, is there no more real players here? Okay, there might not be any more real players. Trey Burke goes to the Knicks. Okay, well, there's 1 real player. And here's the rest of the draft class. Caldwell Pope goes to the Rockets. Carter Williams goes to the Thunder. McLemore goes to the Suns. Let's see. Crabbe goes to the Hawks. Tim Hardaway goes to the Jazz. Let's see. The Lakers get Andre Robertson, so the Lakers add a 3rd real player. Robertson's not great, but at least they added a real player. So yeah, there you go. There's the rest of the 2013 NBA draft class. Let's see how Giannis does in his rookie year. All right, so here we go. The 3rd NBA draft class is the 1971 NBA draft. Is there a 1971 NBA draft class? There is not. All right, let's go ahead and randomize again. 2011. All right, so 2011. Oh man, who's in that draft class? I really can't remember. Let's go ahead and grab the 2011 draft class. Was that, let's see. So we've had 1974, 2013, and now 2011. And in the 2011 NBA draft class, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Tristan Thompson, Kemba Walker. Yeah, this is Jimmy Butler's in this draft class. Mirotic. Okay, we've got a pretty good draft class here coming up. We'll see that one in the next video, but let's get on with year number 3. All right, so year number 3 is over, and Hedo Turkoglu wins back-to-back regular season MVPs. Honestly, this might be the biggest surprise of the video, that Hedo Turkoglu, of all guys, is winning MVPs. 35 points per game, 12 rebounds, 4 assists per game. Rookie of the year was Dennis Schroeder, 29 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 6 assists instead of Giannis. That's interesting. 6th man of the year is an auto-generated player. Maurice Lucas wins his 3rd straight DPOY. All-NBA first team is Brian Winters, Schroeder, Turkoglu, Kenyon Martin, and Bill Walton. On the All-NBA second team, we got Morris Peterson, Oladipo, Campy Russell, Chuck Robinson, and Rudy Gobert. And the 3rd team, we got CJ McCollum, Michael Carter Williams, George Irvin, Maurice Lucas, and a auto-generated player. So no Giannis on any of the All-NBA teams. Here's your All-Defensive first team and your All-Defensive second team. So no Giannis in either of those. He is on the All-Rookie first team, though. He averaged 18 points per game, 11 rebounds, 4.8 assists. Not bad. He's at an 84 overall, so I would expect him to get going here probably his 2nd or 3rd year. But moving on to the playoffs here, the Sacramento Kings are the #1 seed, led by Brian Winters. They're playing the 8th-seeded New Orleans Pelicans. They're led by Quentin Richardson. And yeah, that's it. We got Oklahoma City versus Utah. Michael Carter Williams with Chuck Robinson. Okay, so they have a duo. Not bad. That gives them an advantage at this point. Nahara is on the Jazz with Mason Plumlee and Tim Hardaway Jr. So they have 3 guys, but neither of them are above an 80 overall, so that's kind of rough. Get the Phoenix Suns, who have Ben McLemore, Reggie Bullock, Kenyon Martin. All right, that's a solid team. They're going up against the Rockets, who have Caldwell Pope. And then we got the Grizzlies versus the Mavericks. And the Grizzlies have Maurice Lucas, Cody Zeller, Kelly Olynyk coming off the bench. They're going up against, the Warriors. And they have Hedo Turkoglu. And let's see, that's about it. Hedo Turkoglu won MVP, and they were the 7th seed. Interesting. The Orlando Magic have the 1 seed in the East. They have Jamal Wilkes, obviously former NBA champions. They did not add anyone, or they have Ian Thomas on this team as well, but I mean, that doesn't really give you much. The Toronto Raptors, let's see, they do not have anyone. The Hornets have Giannis, so they're the 4 seed in the East. And then they're going up against the Celtics, who have Deshaun Stevenson, and Alex Len, but I would assume that Giannis should get past the first round here in year #1. Bobby Jones and Noel are on the Bucks. They're what are they? They're a 3 seed. The Hawks are the 6 seed. They have Alan Crabb, Darius Miles, and then the Cleveland Cavaliers are the 2 seed. They have Otto Porter, and let's see, they're going up against the Pacers, who have George Irvin. So George Irvin, I believe, is the highest rated player in the league right now. Average 33, 8, and 3, but he is on the 7th seeded Indiana Pacers. So here we go. Round #1, the Suns, the Thunder, the Warriors, the Hornets. The Hornets. So Giannis loses in round 1. The Raptors, the Bucks, the Cavs, the Pelicans are all eliminated. So the Cavs as a 2 seed lost, the Milwaukee Bucks as a 3 seed lost, and the Hornets as a 4 seed lost. In the West, we got 1 versus 5, Sacramento versus Utah, and we got Vancouver versus Houston. So any big ones here? So we got Maurice Lucas. Who won the title last year? The Magic? Okay, so yeah, the Magic are still in it. The Sacramento Kings with Brian Winters is still in it. So here we go. On to the conference finals. The Celtics, the Hawks, the Grizzlies, and the Kings are eliminated. So we got 1 versus 7. We got the defending champions and Jamal Wilkes versus George Irvin. Okay, I'm not surprised that the Pacers have made it to the conference finals. I mean, you got the best player in the league at this point. Then the Utah Jazz, they have Tim Hardaway, Nahara, Mason Plumlee. So they have an advantage where they have 3 solid players. I mean, none above 80 overall, but they got 3 guys. That does give you an advantage. And the Houston Rockets have Caldwell Pope. They have Caldwell Pope. How are they here? Wait, what? Caldwell Pope has only averaged 16 and 5. Wow. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's just luck. I mean, they beat the Grizzlies, who had Cody's. Well, I mean, I guess I see why they made it to the conference final. So here we go. The Utah Jazz are going to sweep Houston. Orlando is up 2-1 over the Pacers, though. Now up 3-1, and that will do it. So we have the Orlando Magic versus the Utah Jazz. We have the defending champions and Jamal Wilkes, who's at an 87 overall, 26 points per game, 11 rebounds, 4 assists here in the playoffs, versus a pretty balanced team with Tim Hardaway, Nahara, and Mason Plumlee. High 70s. When you got 3 guys in the high 70s in this league right now, that's going to give you a decent shot at winning games. So here we go. Game 1 goes to the Jazz. Game 2 goes to the Magic. Game 3 goes to the Magic. Okay. Game 4 goes to the Magic. Okay, that's a little bit more accurate here, as the Magic will probably win this thing in 5, and they do. Jamal Wilkes will win his second straight finals MVP. The Orlando Magic are the first dynasty in this league. We'll see what happens, but that's the episode, guys. The Orlando Magic beat the Utah Jazz to win their second straight NBA title. Let's see, the Lakers have lost 2. The Jazz have lost 1. and the Bucks have won one. So that's kind of what's happened here in the first 3 years of this NBA history resimulation, this random NBA history resimulation. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, please do subscribe. Yeah, we've got a lot of great content, specific player career resimulations, some rebuilds, obviously this series, 3 seasons per episode, and then we've got next gen coming out in almost a month, or no, a little over a month. So that's obviously extremely exciting. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about this series. What draft classes are you guys excited about? Obviously, in the next episode, the first draft class will be the what is it? Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving. That draft class will be coming into the league in the next episode and in this next offseason. So anyways, that will do it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Later, guys.